Calling from a 717 area code. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Danny from PA.
Danny from PA. What's on your mind?
Well
Danny?
done.
Well, first I just want to say that one woman at the CPAC conference who was talking about Skittles parties, am I the only person that just started remembering when the craze was about rainbow parties?
Yeah.
What was the rainbow parties? I don't remember what those are.
That was when...
Never mind.
Look it up after the show.
Yeah, we'll do it later.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Something yesterday kind of put this into my mind when you were talking about how to talk a family member out of more or less extreme right politics. I've got something a bit more worse than that. Much worse than that. I have a family member who is basically a fascist now. Just the other day, they were sending me stuff about Pinochet and talking about how apartheid really wasn't that bad. And it seems as if every day gets worse and worse, where it can... I try not to talk about politics with him ever, but every so often it gets to something like, well, here's how the Jews were responsible for the breakup between the Orthodox and the Catholic Church. And I always have to shut everything down immediately when it happens because I just don't want to have to deal with that.
How old is this person? How did it start?
How did it start? He started as a right libertarian, which, go figure. And I can't pinpoint anything exactly, but I definitely started noticing an uptick of far-right reactionary politics around 2016.
What's his media sources?
What are his media sources?
What's his media sources? Drudge Report, Breitbart, a bunch of sources that I've never seen, but it'll be like a 2005 web design news aggregator. Things like that.
Wow.
And everybody else in the family also watches One America News, which is...
Oy, yes. That's sort of like a...
really bad.
Yeah, that's a... Yeah, I mean, this is... it's a problem. I don't know...
Yeah. And
I mean, the only thing I could tell you is that maybe... I don't know what is the sort of like the path out of something like that, that someone would go to. I mean, it almost feels like, in that instance, like Joe Rogan's almost the solution. Right? I mean,
just send him the Johan Hari episode.
Yeah. The question is, I mean, honestly, the question is like, does the valve work both ways? Right? Is it one of those things where it just sends you further down a wormhole into right-wing, neo-fascism, or is it? Can the valve actually like sort of like jettison you out? I don't know. I mean, I think
I don't know. I've always been at a loss for how to even confront the situation to the point where I just try to shut it down. Like, that's all I can do now.
What's the guy's name? We had him on the program who was a former...
Chris Cipollini?
Yeah.
Picciolini.
Yeah, Chris Picciolini.
Picciolini.
Yeah, look him up. He was a former member of a neo-Nazi group, and maybe they have like a, here's how you can help your loved ones type of situation.
I do know. I know that, Scott Atran, who is a really good, he's an anthropologist who does work with like understanding terrorism, and now he's looking at more like alt-right groups in the same continuum. And I don't know how you measure this, but they're doing like brain imaging studies, and social isolation is like a core commonality in all of the appeals to these ideologies. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you're like social isolation. Sorry?
Scott
his
Atran.
name? Scott Atran, Atran. He's a really good writer. And he's an academic.
I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, I would check out Scott
And I'll
Atran.
definitely look up the Christian guy too, because, it's just stressful. I grew up in a very religious, conservative house, and I kid you not when I say of extended family, immediate family, every person in my family is Tea Party conservative or whatever the equivalent is now of that.
Well, how did you flip?
And I have no idea. I guess I just did. I can't explain it other than like growing up gay. I was able to get out of a lot of bisexual. I was able to get out of a lot of social conservatism. I guess from that,
right,
it just grew on me to the point where.
But you started with an identity that would be oppressed innately by that politics. So I don't want to say
right.
to say it that helps sounds messed up, but it gave you a nudge in the right direction to get out of that.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's no problem.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, Danny, good luck with it. Keep us updated. I'm curious to see if you find anything is effective or which direction that stuff heads in. Thanks for the call, man.
All right. I hope so.
All right.
Have a good day.
Jesus.
Please.
One American News Network, man. That's rough stuff.
Yeah. We weren't talking about
that
yesterday.
That's
That's like,
lane.
Man, like you feel relieved your relatives only watch Fox News.